Good evening. Crikey, Tom. I'd only been in here about 2 seconds. My God. Did that come up that quick? My word, mate, you is the fastest. My word. Amazing. How are you, Tom? Lovely to see you. Ha! It's like, man, how quick was that? 7:02, yeah. So it's 7:02. My good God, Tom, I got to show that. As soon as I went live, Tom's in there. He's going, hello, Dave. Man, that's quicker than the BBC. Friday and Possible. Hang on a sec. Shirley, hello, mate. Yeah, getting no joy with Facebook at the minute. But that's going to be a slow process. And I'm just going to be using Facebook to build up my YouTube channel. I'm pretty much done with it. I just comment the odd nugget on there every now and again. It's too censored for censored, let me tell you. Big time. Big time censorship going on Facebook. Claire Johnson, oi, how are you, doll? Lovely to see you. What a beaming, beautiful smiling face there. Claire, obviously very happy. Beautiful, smiling, beaming. Lovely set of railings, doll. Loving it. Yeah, loving it. Who we got? We got Shirley Farrell. Oi, let's have a look. Shirley, what's that? Oh, it's a pussycat. It's the pussycat. It's a little pussycat. You got booted off Facebook. Yes. Dorothy, yes, Facebook, my nemesis, my little arch nemesis, Facebook. They're like little mini-me, Facebook. Facebook's had its day, Dave. Yeah, big time, Claire. We're moving on up in the world now, princess, let me tell you. But I'm going to use Facebook, do the live streams just to promote and let everybody know that we're over on YouTube. And I enjoy it more over here. I've got more of a better gig. I might even start singing you some songs sometimes. You know, I've got the mic. We've got our little karaoke tune things going on. We've got it all. I think we've got it all on the go. Look, there's my mic. You can see it. They cut you off quick time. Yeah, but that last one was the longest they've let me have a go on there, to be fair. I don't care. Nothing's going to keep me down, people. No, nothing's going to keep me down. I shall keep coming. I shall bring deliverance. There's a disturbance in the matrix. There's something going on. Jesus Jones. Yes, there is. There's something going on right now. I'm not sure what it is. Everything seems to be a bit weird and slow on the internet and stuff. So I've just been home at working today. We've been rendering the back of my cottage, putting some scratch coats on, and I'm not having a gym workout tonight either because I like a day off now and again, let the old muscles repair. Sing us a song, Dave. I will do. If you want a song, I'll sing you a song. What sort of tunes do you like? I'll see if I know some. Like, don't ask for Val Dunican because you ain't getting it. 1,000+ subs and YouTube pay. You don't know. I think you have to sign up for that massive action. I think once you get to 1,000 subscribers, you can go live from other devices. Like I could be out in the high street on my device and go YouTube live in and stuff. At the moment, I have to do it from this platform. It's not a problem. I don't mind the channel growing slowly. It's all good. Can I have a shout out for my daughter Lacey May? She's only 7, but she's enjoying what you have to say. Bless her heart, Sarah Harvey. Lovely profile picture there. What a beautiful Bonnie baby and all. Is that Lacey May in the picture? Everybody, let's sing happy birthday to you. Is it a birthday? It's not her birthday. She's just, look, I have to get new glasses. I'm telling you, I'm losing it. Sing us a song. Claire, you're teasing me up there. So, yeah, Lacey May, bless your heart, sweetheart. Listen, she's 7, still at the age where you can claim her back from the government. Yeah? You know how that one goes down. SKV Trust and all that. So, I'm going to let you into some secrets of what I've been doing with the local court. And if you want, you can... it's funny, Deb, right? Anyway, Lacey May... Have a lovely birthday. Everyone in the room, give Lacey May a big shout out. She's 7. But she's 7 years old, and she's obviously a very wise 7 years old because she likes what we're saying. It's beautiful. Bless her. It's lovely. Maybe a stronger pair. Hang on, I'm thinking of one. Yeah, you will, Claire. I know you will. That beaming little smile on your profile picture. What a looker. My God, Claire Johnson. Oh, I'm telling you. Deb Star, let's see what Deb's saying. Hi, Dave. The Matrix is glitching. Just seen a post from Richie Allen Insider. Info from Google. They're culling channels at some point with other media outlets. Yeah, that's why I want to just keep it funky fresh in here, not get too excited. But in the same time, we're going to bring guests in. I had a lovely guest the other day all the way from America, AJ. And this guy, from the age of 19, was enrolled into the Masonry. And is still in the Masonry today, but keeps himself separated from any kind of involvement in it. And he speaks from the hip. And I respect him for that. I really do. Illuminati Expedition. If you want to get over to his channel and log on to him, YouTube, he does some fantastic stuff. He does a bit of rapping. Stop it, Dave. You're making me blush. All right, Claire, I got your number, mate. I got your number. So, yeah, Richie Allen, it's funny, right? I'll tell you a little story about that. I was at my mate's house yesterday, Mark, doing a bit of work. As you know, I'm a very talented plumbing and heating engineer. You won't get a finer job than me. I've never met anyone any better than me, to be fair. And if you ever meet anyone that knows me, that knows what I do, they'll probably say, yeah, he's bloody good at what he does. So anyway, I'm working at my mate Mark's house, and he's a bit of a TR follower. He follows Tommy and all that. And we're chatting away, and he goes to me, "Hey, Dave," he said, "I listened to Richie Allen, the Richie Allen show." I went, "Do you, love?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I know Richie." So I don't overly know him very well. I said, "But I've known Richie and had a little chat with Richie before." He's like, "Oh, it's a small world. See, we're all making this smallness and this greatness that more nicer, aren't we, nowadays? We really, really are." So, yeah, it's all good. Hello, darling. I'm on the live stream. He just texted me. It's not her birthday. No, I know. I did say that. Yeah, I did. She just enjoys listening. Does she? She's only 7. That's amazing. She's going to be a switched on girl. Well, blessed be. Blessed be. Let me tell you. It's that generation that really brings us home. And what I will say, Sarah, is that a lot of the kids born to the world today, where you can go and research this for yourself, they're very switched on. They seem to be very quick at being able to pick things up, and they seem to be a bit more worldly wide. Not all of them, but a lot of the kids are. And I know that there's something gone on in the DNA. The DNA's had a bit of an upgrade. And this is why social services are trying to break down the family units and take the kids away, because they know that they're coming. Happy day. We just got another subscriber to the channel. That could all be to do with coming over from Facebook, which I will get there with that. They will let me speak again. I'm going to be doing knitting patterns, Delia Smith cupcakes on there, embroidering, anything like that. Maybe how to put up a tent, maybe do some plumbing things. We're going to be talking about that on Facebook, so I don't get banned again, because they just had me in the cooler for 3 months. But do you know any Manic Street Preachers songs, Dave? I do. And if you're not careful, your children will be next. I do. I'll have to practice 1 or 2 of them, and then we'll come back and give you a little rendition one night. But if you want to laugh, it's up to you. You have a laugh. I'm here for your entertainment. Trust me, I really am. So listen, yes, 7 years. Can you believe that? Little Lacey, she's in there. She's giving it large. She's only 7. 7 years old. Let's just check her comment back up. Look. Oh, here we go. Look, can I have a shout out for me? I'm going to leave this one up now for a bit. Whereabouts are you, Sarah? What part of the country are you from, sweetheart? What part of the country are you from, my sweetheart? Yay, Susie Sue. Hello, Susie. Mate, you've just come over from Dark Side. Oh, it's lovely to see you. What we do on here, Suze, we do a lot of stuff like, because I've got this StreamYard platform, and what I can do is I can do this. I can do this. I can do, I can bring people in. I can do this, I can do that. I can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things over here. So what I can do is when we talk about stuff over here, I can actually share all that stuff with what we talk about, which is nice. And we have guests in here, and we did a podcast the other day that went on for 3 hours with AJ from America. I keep away from daughter Lacey in case she serves me a notice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 7 years old and tuning in, man. That's amazing. That's amazing. Claire says, my favourite, Dave, it's my ringtone. If you tolerate this, your children will be next. Yes, it's true, man. It is true. It's very, very, very true. So what I can do is I can sing to you guys sometimes, maybe, if I've had a beer. I don't know. We'll see how this channel goes. But I can play karaoke tunes and do a little bit of singing, which I do all the time. I'm always singing, always. But it might clear the room out. I might lose my audience. You just don't know, do you? Julie C, good evening, darling. The podcast with AJ was awesome. Yeah, he's been on my case today. He wants to get back in, man. Let me tell you, he wants to get back in on the show. He's loving what we're doing. But like I say, he's got his own. Here we go. He says, what was he saying the other day? He's a good lad. So he's like, because he lives in Hollywood, and he got into the rapping and all that years ago. He says some of the stuff that he was seeing was just like it haunted him, and he couldn't believe, like, you know, he's like, as in his own words, he said, "I got my little Indian ass out of there." We're seeing some good scenes today, ladies and gentlemen, in Leicester. There's been actually, let's have a look at Facebook and see what's going on in the world today, shall we? In Leicester today, big group of people have turned out with megaphones going down Leicester High Street or wherever it was through their town centre, calling out the coronavirus for what it is and saying, why are you wearing the masks? Why are you injuring your own lungs, etc., etc., etc. So it's good. It's good that people are starting to see this for what it is. And if I was government, I'd be panicking right now, thinking they're figuring it out. You won't kid the people from this country for too much longer, let me tell you, because I always, when this Brexit thing happened a few years ago, and I said at the time, this was just a smokescreen for the European Union and these so-called world powers to put us into some sort of a communistic state of mind. So whilst everyone was jubilant and going out and voting, they were plotting big time. We had police, men and women arrested. I'll never forget seeing a woman get arrested outside a polling booth where people go and put a cross in a box. And she was offering them to lend them her pen, that very dangerous weapon, the Bic Biro. Some of the ends on them could be a bit nasty. Get a paper cut, say, dangerous. So, and they wanted to arrest her because they wanted everyone to do it in pencil so it can go, you know what I mean? Rub it out. Oh. So, and the police woman, this WPC, this plastic copper, the blue top ones that have got no authority, and none of them really do have any authority, really. The only authority a copper has over you is what you let them have, what you give them. And they know this to be true. They say, do you understand? Well, you're agreeing to stand under their authority. Say, no, I don't understand. And then they've got real problems then, because that's how they get the consent. When they say, you've done 36 and a 30, we're giving you, do you understand? You say yes. Well, they're standing under their authority. But if you don't ever agree to that, they're really on a sticky wicket. Really, really, really on a sticky wicket, because they can't force you to do anything. They're not allowed to. Everything has to have consent. Remember, your girlfriend, even when you're going out, when you're young, oh, I fancy a little bit. Consent, isn't it? Otherwise, you get into trouble. So anyway, this woman almost got arrested because she was lending out her Bic Biros. Very dare her. So we know that's all big and a big swindle, but all this Brexit thing for me was, whilst the people are looking over there and going, yeah, Brexit, Nigel Farage, come on, we're having it large, son. Here we go. They're working in the background to lock everybody down. And I thought, this is a perilous time, because the European Union have been chipping away at us from 72, yeah, since 1970. And the very first thing they ever mugged us all off with was they took us from 240 pennies in our British pound to 100 pennies in the pound. They give it, oh, it's all decimalisation. We went, oh, it's lovely, yeah, let's have some of it, yeah. That was the first swindle. Edward Heath, serial paedophile, that's been proved. He's chief whip, Tim Fortescue, 30-second video on YouTube. Let's find what Tim Fortescue has to say about Edward Heath, right? So while I find that, and I need to share the screen again. No, we need to turn that down. No, turn it down, Dave. You're going to get told off. That's it. So let's have a look. Tim Fortescue. So I see... Oh, stop it, David. I see all that just to be a big swindle, right? We're just being swindled, ladies and gentlemen. That needs to... Oh, for Christ's sake, what is going on here? Sorry, I just got to shut that down and start that up again. This is live, ladies and gentlemen. None of this is pre-rehearsed. None of us are Trevor McDonald or Valerie Singleton or, you know, John Nopes. This is just live. This is just how we roll. So I'm going to play you a Tim Fortescue. This is right. Now we're going to go through this. We're going to go through this. Right. So let's bring you back into screen. And let's share this, right? Because we're all supposed to love our kids, which we do. Now, this guy, I'll give you who he is Tim Fortescue. Now, he was the chief Labour whip, the working class party of this country back in the day. Look, we go back to L247. We're going back quite a way. And he is giving you out of the words of his mouth, because they have to give you the truth and the lie, ladies and gentlemen, these politicians. They have to tell you the truth, but it's whether or not you're switched on enough to realise, right? So listen to this.
And tell them the truth and say, no, I'm in a jam. Can you help? It might be debt. It might be a scandal involving small boys. What?
Whoa! Did you get it? Did you get that? He's confessing. Tim Fortescue, Conservative whip, 1970. I thought he was a Labour. Anyway, so he was a whip for Edward Heath, right? He used to whip all the other MPs into shape and get them singing all this party line politics, right? Which ain't no different from Stasi, Gestapo kind of thing. Because when one man's got total control and everyone, all the underlings have to fall into line, they've got no freedom. And that's part of the problem. But just listen.
A scandal involving small boys, or any kind of scandal, which small boys, or any kind of scandal, which a member seemed likely to be mixed up in, they'd come and ask if we could help. And if we could, we did. And we would do everything we can, because we would store up brownie points.
Yeah, wouldn't he? Pervert. Look, he don't seem really comfortable there, does he? I'm going to end that there because he makes me feel ill looking at him. Yeah, made me feel ill looking at that. So, this is what happens. Every politician, they got scandal on them, right? Now, I've made it my business to be very careful with my internet and who I deal with in the last 10 years, because I'm never going to get drugged up and made to look, not a chance. It ain't happening. So I'm very vigilant about where I go and what I get up to for that reason. Okay. Not suggesting I'm just a normal guy speaking. I'm a working class boy. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But every one of these politicians that are subverting us, they have something on them. They have photos of them doing this, doing that, doing this. We know Tony Blair was caught in the toilet years ago and he gave a dodgy name to the police and they let him go because he was something was going on in the men. Anyway, it goes on. These guys clearly told you they cover it up. They cover it up. Justice is never served. Not on these fuckers. Never. Never, ever, ever. So, from 72, we've been hoodwinked. And we were bumbling. The European Union got to a point, thought, right, we've got to create a diversion because we like a carrot. If you take a carrot out to a donkey or an horse, that thing will stop what it's doing and it will follow you round like there's no... It'll follow you 24 hours a day till it gets the carrot. And that's exactly what happens with the people of this country, right? We've been sold the carrot. Brexit was the carrot. And now what you're all experiencing in your shops, your high streets, your pubs, your clubs, your distancing, your no contact, your no emotion. If I'm talking to you like this and all you can see is my eyes, you can't see my emotion. Can you? Because everything we do with expression, we do with our body language. And it's a very, we all know through body language, and it's an unwritten code of you know, if I go down the field, my horse puts his ears back, I'm getting out of the way because this thing's just about to go Looney Tunes. But if he's got his ears forward and he's all happening, his tail swishing, I'm thinking he's fine. So this is all to shut you up. This is so that you don't all have any contact, right? And if this was real, where's all the biohazard bins? Why is there all masks down up and down the high street? People just sweep them up, throw them in. That's very contagious. That's actually spreading far, far, far more germs than it would be if you sneezed into a handkerchief and took it home and put it through the wash or threw it in the bin yourself. So there you go. That's what Brexit was. It was a diversion. Nigel Farage has played his part, continues to play his part in the diversion. Yeah. So the European Union and all these Bilderbergers that run the world, the King of Holland or whoever these people are, they're unreal. They created this diversion so that this could all be implemented, so all your liberties could be taken away. We've got supermarkets now, green light, red light. It's like jumping off of an aeroplane doing a parachute jump. Green light goes, you go in. Red light, you fucking stay there. You ain't coming in, right? That's the communistic way that this country's going, right? Fortunately for all you lot out there, you've got people like me showing you how to get to your freedom, how to get to your liberties back, all right? And we're never going to rest until we free everybody from this wicked system. And the actual remedy is quite simple. Susie Sue says, I do as I please. Yeah, amen. Not sure what happened since he came back from seeing Trump, but he was. What are we talking about? We've got a little bit of a private conversation going in here. Let's have a look what's going on. Auntie Mandy's in the house. All right, Auntie Mandy. I've got a cousin, Mandy. Don't mess with her. Man, let me tell you. She was looking after me years ago. My mum was working and I weren't going to do what she said. So she punched me square on the nose and my nose went all over my face. Perhaps I think she broke it. Might sue her. I was only about 6 at the time. Lacey May says, thank you, Dave. Hello, darling. Yeah, good. Listen, 7 years old, tuning in. Fair play, sweetheart. Fair play. Are you at school? You off at school? What are you doing? You home educating? Homeschool. Are you got any intentions to homeschool your daughter, Sarah? I certainly would. Let me tell you, ladies and jelly spoons, if I had my time again and my kids were young and I was in a good position, because this is all socially exacerbated conditions, isn't it? I certainly wouldn't be sending my kids to mainstream school. No. Enoch Powell said we could leave the EU at any time and it would not be longer than a 90-minute phone call. Leave means leaves. There you go. There you go. See, hopefully you're all seeing the subversion now and how dodgy your politicians are. If they're prepared to cover up boys, MPs sleeping with young boys, and you trust these people and you place a cross in a box and you vote for them, my parents won't hear of it. Oh, I'm voting. Yeah, I said, you're sponsoring pedos. No, I'm not. Well, whatever. It's mad. I just can't. My morals won't let me do it. My morals are saying, no, I can't sponsor these gangsters. I want decent people doing good things for the people of my country. I'm fed up with government and all that. I mean, I've tried to understand them. I can't get my head up my bum that far. That's the truth of it. I just cannot physically get down there and do it. I never will understand them because they don't do what they were entrusted to do. They were entrusted to benefit us as a people, and they have failed miserably. Education is now just an indoctrination. They're not taught the truth. They're not taught the truth about this country, your rights, your liberties. They're not taught life skills. I've even seen things where kids have done 2 + 2 = 5 and they got a tick for it. Work that one out. 2 + 2 = 5. Teacher goes, yeah, well done. You done well there, didn't you? I'm telling you. What's Auntie Mandy saying? Government dissolved in 2015. They are literally just puppets. But the damaging part about this is that they have Rottweilers prepared to really hurt people. And I find that an abomination. That someone would go to work for £25,000 a year, which is peanuts, put on a uniform and all them weapons and actually physically go out and harm and bend and kill and maim and handcuff and make their wrist bleed with no compassion. The way they look at us now, it's like, we own you. You're ours. You're our property. And we will do with our property as we wish. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to send them a very clear message. No, that's not the case. You're harming the sovereign people of this nation, and God will damn these people, let me tell you. Susie Sue Wilson taught mine to read and write before school. See, kids don't need, if you can afford to keep your kids at home, they'll have a better life. I watched a TED Talk a few years ago on a 13-year-old kid. I think this kid's name was Jaden. It might not have been Jaden, but he come out on the stage with a microphone in his ear and microphone in his ear. He had a thing on and it come around his little microphone in his ear and he's chatting into it. And this kid was at another level. Where he'd been, what he'd seen, what he understood and how he was, and the confidence level was off the Richter scale. He was so confident. Now, I see a lot of people in my country, more so when I go to London, but if I go out and about, I see elderly generation, they don't look up no more, and it looks like they've been beaten. It looks like that they've had their soul beaten out of them. They don't smile no more. They're all timid. They're too scared. It's like something has beaten their soul out of them. And that scares me, because I'm never getting to be an old man with false teeth. I'm never going to feel like that. Not in this great country called England. Do me a favour. We've got to stop this, guys and girls. We really have. We've got to bring an end to this tyranny. And we have a government of tyranny. And it's very hard for me to talk like this. I have no enjoyment in doing this. None at all. But we do. They're just a tyranny. And if we continue, starts from the school. You know, my friend's just been to hospital over the weekend and they said you can't go and see the doctor unless you have your mask on. So she just dangled it a bit like what's his name? Evander Holyfield. He's only got one ear. And the doctor said, you've got to put it on. She went, you're not making me do nothing. Who do people think you are? You've got to care a duty to me. Don't come getting it all gangster up and tell me I've got to do this and do that. I ain't doing it. Put your mask on. Then, at the back of this hospital, where all the nurses and doctors are all sit, having a chat, having their lunch. Guess how many of them have got masks on? Not one of them. Not one. I hear the placenta has to empty out before the cut is called. Yes, I agree. We don't do that. As soon as the baby's born, snip and straight into work. Yes. Well, my dog wants to come in. What are you doing out there, gangster? It's all right. She was just doing some stuff around the school. Sarah Harvey, bless your heart. Where's your comment just gone? Where's your comment just gone? She just said that, let's scroll up. I like this particular comment. We're talking about the, I'm going to try and be careful with my words because your daughter's tuned in. Cancelled my BBC licence. Lacey May's super happy. Thank you for a mention. I can't afford to homeschool back in September. Yeah, it's sad, mate, isn't it? Did you say what part of the country you're in, Sarah? What part of the country you're in? Just general area, south, north, east, west, wherever, if you want to. Anyway, it's up to you. I'd like to know where people are really in the country. I'm not too sure where you are. I did delay. Yeah. So yeah, someone's put a mention up here that when babies are born, they cut the cord straight away, pretty much. Whereas actually, what you're supposed to do is let the placenta come out, and you're supposed to let that stop pumping, because what it's doing is putting all the stem cells into the child and giving them a super boost to their immunity. But they don't do it. Devon, beautiful. All right, my lover. Bring my cow around your shed, AC. Get on your tractor. I always love Devon. Beautiful people down there. I'm cancelling my BBC license. Do it. It's simple. I told Jimmy Savile years ago, I'm not sponsoring your stuff no more. I phoned them up about 12 years ago and went, see you lot, you're nonsense. If I had a big bowl of M&Ms, the chocolate peanut ones, they drive you crazy. You've seen the adverts on the telly, they're hiding in cupboards. I saw you nibbling him. Yeah, was you going to tell me about it? We love the peanut M&M. But if I filled a big bowl up, yeah, and I went round to Sarah's house, I got 10 bags in there. I got 1,000 peanut M&Ms. And Lacey goes, oh, these look all right. If I said, Sarah, hang on a minute, one of them in there's got cyanide in it. Yeah? She's going to go, Lacey, come away from that. Come on, Lacey, mate, get away from that bowl. Because potentially, out of all them 1,000 peanut M&Ms, there's one in there that's going to kill a stone dead. Same for the BBC. Out of all the people that work in it, I'll tar them all with the same brush because of Jimmy Savile. Every single one of them. So I phoned them up years ago. BBC license, so simple to do. You just tell them to cancel, tell them you pay you back, and you cancel their right of access. Simple. Give them a denial of access over the phone. You don't come to my house. End of. They ain't even got detector vans. They've never had a detector van. It's all about the fear. Oh, fear. First one I ever did, TV license. Boom. I ain't paid it for years and got a refund. I told them, you stick that money back. How dare you, you dirty, sick pedo people. Charge them with the same offence. Jimmy Savile, guilty by association as an organisation. They got a big statue outside. Let's see if, I'm not going to show it because Lacey May's watching and she's only 7. I don't want to corrupt her. But outside the BBC, they got a big stone carving of something that's not quite right. Now, the artist that made this thing was told all of his other works had to be taken down and destroyed. But the BBC went, no, we quite like this one. We're going to leave it there. Boom. I'm doing it tomorrow. Gorgeous. That's lovely news. Stuart James, hello, son. How are you? I've never had Auntie Mandy's one switched on individual, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, she's never had a TV license. Look, it all comes down to consent, right? There's a little thing in the Bible that says your mouth is the abomination. It's what gets us all into trouble. It don't keep our soul safe. And all right, we don't walk around like deaf, dumb, and blind people. If I'm offending people, I'm sorry. But when we get on the phone and we tell all these people that we don't know in these corporations, like what we had for dinner last night, what our knicker elastic size is, why are you doing that? The corporate world is actually a sick, twisted individual. And I tell you what, it is relentless. Evil. I'll never forget Michael Jackson went on stage and called Tommy Mottola, the man of Sony. He said, Tommy Mottola is a devil. And I'm like, wow. Next thing, Wacko Jacko's dead. Well, I had a thing from the BBC after I cancelled, and they wrote to me and said, we might come round in a couple of years' time. I said, you send anyone round, I'm going to knock them out. You've been warned. You warn someone, you're going to knock them out. It's their choice then. If you just hit them off the cuff, different story. But if you warned them, you said, come round my house. I'm not scared of these corporate mafias. I'm not scared of the police. I'm not scared of the courts. I'm not scared of none of them. They're all mafia. That's all they are. Just mafia. Think all that money you save. Not paying your council tax. Oh, you must pay the council tax. They come and take the bins out. You really think taking your bins out and putting a street light on costs you £200 a month? And that all should be covered by general taxation, ladies and gentlemen. So how this world used to work was when corporations were first sort of formulated, and someone come up with the idea, let's not make a corporation like, and we'll let it do all our stuff we don't want to do. All of the way the world would work and everything, the infrastructures, the railways, everything like that, would come from the corporations themselves of what they turned over, the monetary side, and they would allocate. That's how it all worked. It never, ever, ever was a burden on us, the people. Never. Until they turned us all into corporations, and then boom, that's when the kicker come. So council tax, councils are never go broke because they just create money anyway. They're all willing with their banking swindles. They just can create money. They organised all this system. So don't never feel bad about denying any of these public servants, because they're no longer public servants. They're bullies. They're absolute bullies and thugs. And they seem to think that they're God and that they've got a God-given right to put you through misery. And they don't. And we are the only people that can sort that out. In our own individual capacities, we are the only ones that can do this. Manzini got to go. Mr. M. Manzini got to go out. Who are the other four on it? I don't understand that. Karen Campbell, Auntie Mandy, I don't know, because I'm common law, so I don't get sent a bill but refuse. But yeah, I just send them their stuff back. I don't even engage with them. I lend them no energy. Anything writes to me, return to sender. Anyone comes to the gates, I act deaf, dumb and blind. Just say, private, mate. I'm going to call the police. Oh, you're going to get your bully mates, are you? Going to get your mafia bosses down? Go on, son. You're special. I went to court and told them I couldn't afford it. I wanted to live, they said, well, when you sell, we'll have it back. I said, it won't sell. They shrugged. What a wicked system we're in. People love it. People love it. They really do. I don't understand why you'd let all these public servants be your bosses. They're supposed to be your work. They're supposed to be. If ever I took a position in a council, in a police, anything like that, MP, I would make sure that I did right by you and that no harm come to you, your home, your children, your cars. And if you was out on the street and you had a little accident with Mrs. Smith and wrote a car off, I'd make sure that I got that all sorted out for you. Because that's what public servants were placed to do, ladies and gentlemen. They weren't put where they were to harm us. And how do they harm us? Through this. Through all the pieces of paper that you get involved in. So it's got to stop. But only us, only we can stop it. And that's the truth of the matter. No one else can. Us, in our own individual capacities, we need to take back our control of our own lives, our own children, our own loved ones. We need to stay private. And we need to stop intercoursing with the public. Because whether you believe it or not, the public isn't real. It's just a construct. It's just an idea that someone had and said, oh, we're going to create a public domain. It can never be bigger and greater than a man or a woman, because we as men and women are creators of this system, right? We created all this. And we're in a right old pickle right now, aren't we? Put your mask on. I don't want to put a mask on. We ain't eating this week. Oh. Put your mask on. Well, I've only come to see you, Doc. If you don't put your mask on, I'm not treating you. So you go home and die. Yeah? This is where they're going with this, people. It's getting medieval out there. And one thing I do know, people like me that would have been considered a little bit crazy years ago are not quite that silly anymore. We're getting quite popular nowadays as your truth seeker and your truth teller. We're quite popular. People really seem to be tuning in, which is beautiful. And I love you all for it. Took me 30 years to work it all out, says Jesus Jones. It is. Everything is voluntary. Your taxation, Everything is voluntary, and the only thing that they have that they can lean on is a contract with your signature on it. Driver license, yeah, you signed it, you give consent. Every time you do your council tax, every year, boom, first payment, that's the consent. That's all they want. Now, my mate went to court with his son a few years ago at the Old Bailey for a driving offence, believe it or not. He'd done over 80 mile an hour in a 30, right? And he's got dyslexia. So his dad said, right, I'll come with you, because the Metropolitan Police were sending through all of their paperwork and he wouldn't fill it out. He kind of got a bit of an idea of like stuff we all talk about. And he went, no, I'm just going to play around with them like a cat with a mouse for a minute. And because he wouldn't sign, because remember, actors don't sign things, they autograph, right? So we should be autographing. We should be doing BY, by, semicolon, and then put a name, autograph. So they said, right, the Metropolitan Police got the you know what they're like, beautiful public servants we got, Adolf Hitler kind of style people. Right, we're going to take you to court because we own you. Yeah, we're going to summons the dead, because that's all they do. They summons the dead. So this female judge was set up on her bench because he's got to look down over the ship with all her subordinates. And the CPS and the police were there. And my friend's there, and he said to the judge, excuse me. She said, yeah. He said, I'm looking after my boy today. He's got dyslexia. He can't tell the difference between a tobacconist or a tobogganist, so I'm adjudicator. She went, that's fine. So the CPS and the police all over in that corner started cracking on. And my mate went, wait, hang on a minute. That's nonsense. We've got the paperwork here. So she said, you got all the, he said, yeah, chronological. Everything's in order. She said, righto, clerk, minion, go and get the paperwork. It's at the Old Bailey. So the clerk comes ushering over in her black robe because she's all dead. She goes on, takes it back up to this female judge, and this female judge is going like R2D2 with her eye. And nowhere on any of that paperwork that the Metropolitan Police had sent this individual did it ever have his sign in nature, his signature. She looked up above her glasses. She went, you are free to go. He grabbed his stuff and walked out. Metropolitan Police and the CPS got her right roasting. Why? Didn't sign nothing. No consent. Shouldn't have even been there. She said, what is this doing in my court? And they went, ooh. Because he didn't sign. Every time the police send you a letter in the post, a notice you've done this, it's an offer, consideration and acceptance. The offer is you done 36 and a 30. The consideration is we're going to lower the fine to 30 quid from 65. The acceptance is you signing it and sending it back. You don't do none of them things and you just return to sender. They can't move on you. UCC 1-308 without prejudice. You might want to look that up. Actually, we'll have a look at it right now. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. You want a song, didn't you, guys? Oh, no. Right, hang on. So let's go UCC 1-. Might as well do this, might we? It's all about education. It's all about spreading the love. Did I mean UCC? Right. So UCC. Can you see this? You can, can't you? Let me get my other screen up. I need to be able to see what you can see, so then I can see that you can see what I can see. So just bear with me, toot sweet, for a second while I get this up, because I need to make sure you can see this. Otherwise, I'm babbling to myself. My channel. Let's just go into my channel. Right. So right this second, you should be able to see this screen. That's it. Right. So UCC 1-308, which is without prejudice. Okay. Performance or acceptance under reservation of rights. So what you're doing under 104, because you got to understand that the corporate world, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, America, all the Western world operates under the UCC, Uniform Commercial Code. Okay. So UCC 1-308 is a performance or acceptance under reservation of rights. Don't often hear that word, do you? Rights. Well, all men and women have rights. A party who, with explicit reservation of rights, performs or promises performance or assents to perform in a manner demanding or offering by the other party, not thereby prejudicing the rights reserved. Right. So here's a site here. Let's have a look at this. Let's get into the nuts and bolts. Might as well. We're doing this. Might have a screen shut down. No, I don't think I have shut down. Right, let's see what it says. So, let's have a little look at this. Hi, y'all. Any who are fed up with having their constitutional freedoms taken away and trampled on by our public officials and their agents might find this of interest. Found in the Uniform Commercial Codes, which, by the way, regulate all financial transactions, which means nothing is done without being regulated by these codes. Everything they do is under UCC. The police operate under UCC. UCC 1-308, performance or acceptance under reservation of rights. There you go. That's that bit there. So when signing anything, turn it into a contract using UCC 1-308 and protect their constitutional rights of life, liberty and property. Boom. Examples of things to sign: driver license, lease, buying a car, buying business equipment, contracting to do business, building permit, marriage license, codes, enforcement tickets, blah, 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 blah. So always put UCC 1-308 and then sign your name. They can never, ever, ever use it to your detriment. Can't even take it to court because UCC 1-308 without prejudice is an agreement between two parties, okay, without involving a court. There's nothing they can do about it. Nothing they can do. See, it's all power words, man. We have the right to take a ruler or straight edge and draw a line through any letter, word or group which we don't agree to. So I just send mine back, okay? So I just put without prejudice. Return to sender without prejudice, UCC 1-308. Job done. That's it. That's how deeply I'll get into all this nuts and bolts now, okay? So that's very powerful. Very, very powerful. Where's my screen gone? Here we go. So we're in StreamYard. It's simple. It's so simple. Social services, UCC 1-308. In fact, I had a lady last year up north of the country. Social services wanted to come and have a chat with her kids. She started UCC 1-308 without prejudice, without prejudice, without prejudice. Within a couple of weeks, they're gone. Won't come near her. No, we ain't coming near you. All of a sudden, she realised who she was. Swearing is now acceptable. Confirmed. Lacey May says good night now. Oh, bless her. Lacey May, sleep well, all right? Make sure you look after your mother and your mother will look after you. And when she says go to bed, go to sleep, best go to bed, go to sleep, eh? Love you, mummy. Sleep tight. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in, Sarah. Night, everyone sending lovely loves you. Look, Jesus Jones, Sarah, lovely, woo, he's waving at you. Night, sweet dreams, Lacey, says Karen Campbell. Oh, isn't it lovely? Yes, Karen Campbell says, yes, my daughter is one of them, and I know they would take it. Thank you very much, Auntie. That means a lot to me, as it's all personal. I don't know what conversation's going on there, but something's going on. Oh, someone loves me. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So I will be going live on Facebook purely to build up this channel. And we've had a couple more subscribers since we started here tonight. As always, I want to thank you all for tuning in. We do this in the vain attempt to get back our country to some common decency, some good, some love, some wisdom. Let's give the kids a future that they can be proud of. Let's give the future to our children so they can have property, so they can have homes and they can be free and that they can feel free, okay, instead of feeling like good little slaves. And I mustn't say this in case the government come around. This saying that we've had for all these years, oh, you want to be careful. Well, everyone says to me, because I play hard with the system, I'm not going to lie. oh, you be careful, Dave. They might come round and pay you a visit. I'm like, who's they? I'll never forget a radio, Invicta Radio, Kent, a few years ago, about 5 years ago. And this really sealed the deal for me. This made my mind up. There was an advert come on in between the tunes to sell things and that. And it was an advert from the Inland Revenue. And it said, if you haven't filed your tax return, expect to visit. We know where you live. And you heard this pitter-patter of someone walking up to the door and knocking on the door. And I'm like, is that the German Gestapo? I don't like that. Remember, no taxation without representation. All of our ancient histories and laws and customs are all being swept under the carpet. Everything our ancestors went to fought for and worked for, all swept under the carpet. Yeah, nah, none of that exists no more. You bet it does. And they know it. The system knows it. One of my friends went to a doctor's earlier, lady doctor, and actually it was a phone call, and she said, I need something witnessing. She said, what is it? And she said, I need a Form 206, evidence of life form witnessing. She went, oh, I've heard about them. She said, I'm not too sure whether we can do that. And my friend said, you are an officer of the court, right? And this doctor went deadly quiet. And she went, yes, I am. And she said, well, so am I. I'm an officer of the court as well. And I require your assistance. And she said, drop it in the post and I'll sign it and get it back to you within 3 to 5 days. Doctors are officers of the court, people. Doctors, your GPs, they're all taught about SESKV. They're all taught about the trust, what they operate in. When they tell you no, they're lying to you. Because I picked up some solar panels a few months ago from a guy that was born in England but of Nigerian descendancy, and he was gorgeous. And he was such a gentleman. His name, I'm not going to say his name actually, because that would probably not be too good. But I shook his hand a couple of times and I went, you've really got lovely, warm, soft hands. I said, and you're dealing in solar panels. I said, you don't work with your hands, bruv, do you? And he went, no, I'm a GP. I said, oh, where are you based? He said, South London. I said, okay, cool. I said, have a look at some of this that I'll carry around in the front of the van. And I showed him the SESKV. I showed him the notarised birth certificate and evidence of life and all that. And he went, wow, how do you know about all this, Dave? I said, because I'm not silly. I said, are you an officer of the court? Are doctors officers of the court? He said, absolutely. I said, well, how do you know all this? He said, because when we're taught as GPs, we're taught all about the Sedekay Trust. We have to learn all about the Sedekay Trust and consent, and that we're operating in a trust and everyone's dead, lost at sea. I went, wow, man, wow. So there you go. I was asked to consent to what the doctor asked. I said no, and the look was weird. You don't have to consent. You can't be forced because they bully you. This country loves a bully. Whether it's in the hospitals, whether it's in the police, whether it's in the thingy, they're bullies. They're not there for you in the way that you think they are. They're there, you're their property, and you're going to do what they say. But they don't like it when people know who they are and challenge and say, you're not actually doing that to me because you're going to harm my soul in the process. Woo, watch them disappear then. So, Lacey, go to bed. Peeps, I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm going to be on my 9 o'clock show, Wake Up UK, tomorrow night. I'm going to try and get some streaming going on YouTube, on Facebook, so I can share my YouTube platform. We need to grow this, and I've been waiting for this 90-day ban to be up so I can literally just get on there and promote this YouTube channel, because I prefer this far more than ever did doing live feeds on YouTube, because Facebook's it's more interactive. And if any of you want to join the show, why not? On StreamYard, I can give you the links, or BeLive TV. I can send you the links and you can come on and we can have a chat about whatever subject it is that you want to chat about. All right. So listen, love you all. Much love and respect. yeah, just stay posted and just keep doing what you're doing, right? Keep doing. Sarah, Top Bananarama. I've got you on Facebook, Sarah, as well, because I think I recognise your picture. Let me have a closer look at your picture, actually. I think I recognise you. Yeah, I think I do. I think I know you are on Facebook. You are on Facebook, aren't you, right? I'm just going to hang on until she replies. Night all, take care. See you soon. Karen Campbell, love you, sweetheart. You are a gorgeous woman. Let me tell you. Are you still tuning in to Daddy Dragon? Is he still giving it out? Big time? Graham? Lovely geezer, isn't he? Lovely, lovely geezer. Shirley Farrell, look like yourself, princess. Have a good one. Big love to you. WWG1WG. I don't understand what that means. What is that? What? Can someone explain what that is? I've seen it loads of times, but I don't know what it is. Perhaps that's just me and my naivety. I was Ace Eraser. Was you Ace Eraser? Oh, on Facebook. It was Ace Eraser. I remember Ace Eraser. Karen Campbell, Auntie Mandy's saying, what are you saying? Yes, Billy's scary. They can take anything you touch. Not once you prove you're alive. Not once you collapse the SKV Trust. Remember the Canon Law 2057. Bob's your uncle. Away we go. Well, Auntie, that's not good. I don't think. I think she's gone, Sarah. I think she's gone. Don't think she's replied. Anyway, I'm quite tired today. So yeah, I am. Yeah, he does a good. He's good, Daddy Dragon. He's grown like big time. He left Facebook about 18 months ago to 2 years ago, and I kept in touch on the phone and via text with Graham. Love him like a brother. He's a good lad. And I didn't write that. What didn't you write, darling? And lo and behold, he's at about 19,000 subscribers now, which is just amazing. What a guy, what a dude. And what I like about Graham is there's no nonsense. It's like black or white. It's down the line. He is where he is, and he just tells people what he's feeling and stuff. And you need what you need in the world right now, ladies and gentlemen, is you need people with sincerity, and you need people with honesty, and you need people to tell it how it bloody well is. Because we've pussyfooted around for too long. Oh, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't do that, you can't point that way, you can't fart that way. If you do, we're going to take your kids. What a fucking hell's bell, excuse my French. I just want to be free. I don't know about you guys. I don't need some public servant to lick me boots or to look after every multifaceted layer of my life. And I always, from a kid, I've always tried to figure out. I never forget years ago, there was a lad called Tom who lived on my old estate in Peckham, right? And he was a really decent geezer. And he got evacuated. He got kicked out of his flat and these coppers bashed him up. And I remember seeing it happen, and I was only young. I was only about 12 or 13. And it never made any sense to me. And I'm thinking, how is this stuff happening? You know, how is this stuff happening? Why is this going on? So from a very young age, I've always questioned these people that seem to have authority and be able to tell us where we can go, where we can live, when we can take our kids on holiday. And I'm just like, it's a hidden hand. And I thought, ever since then, as a young kid, I've always knew that at some point in my life, I'd figure it out. I always knew that I would get to that point in my life, wherever it is I was going, wherever I was going to end up, where I was going to lead to, I'd actually get the keys to the city and to understand how all of this system works. And bingo, we've hit the money shot. We know exactly what goes on. So, and we're now making strives to change it. But you absolutely need right now decent souls with decent morals who love the people, that respect the people, that would never harm them, not take their kids, and just try and get back to some common sense. And we're really missing that, ladies and gentlemen. We really are. So anyway, I'll catch up with you all very soon. We're just up at the top of the hour. And I'm very tired today. I don't know if you can tell I'm a bit sort of subdued. But anyway, it is what it is. And I'll see you all tomorrow night. Wake Up UK, 9 o'clock till 10:15. That channel's growing. And we've got some really exciting people on there nowadays as well. So it's all gravy. We are growing. And we're going to grow as a family, right? We're doing this together, yeah? Take care of yourselves. Love you all. See you soon.